So I just watched a video with Gary Vee that talks about, a lot of people are complaining, like, I need money, like, I need to borrow money, I need $2,000, I need $5,000, and they're just basically complaining about their situation and not willing to do anything. And he talks about, for $100, you can go and buy a scanner, and you can walk into Walmart, you can walk into Marshalls, and you can scan items that are marked down in big retail America. They're marked down to $5, $10, and you can scan them, and it will show you how much they're selling on Amazon. They're selling for $30, $20. You could go out and buy 20 pairs of Nikes right now at Marshalls and flip them on Amazon and make 20 bucks a pair. And people just aren't willing to do that. And yet every day in our jobs, people are saying, I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm doing whatever it takes. And it really made me think of sales organization. And I'm going to share this with my sales organization. I'm not calling anybody out. I just want to talk about a culture. We've grown up in this really comfortable culture where doing whatever it takes just doesn't mean what it used to mean. Doing whatever it takes is exactly that. It means doing whatever it takes to survive and get the job done. Surviving isn't putting $30,000 on your credit card so you can get by. Surviving isn't borrowing $10,000 from your parents or $20,000 from your company. Surviving isn't going into debt. That's literally the opposite of surviving. Surviving is doing whatever it takes to get it done now. When I wanted money and I was a kid, I would go around my neighborhood with a bucket and some soap and some rags, and I would just ask people, can I wash your car? Can I wash your car? Can I wash your car? And I didn't just knock on a few neighbors and say, well, I guess I can't make money today. I would keep talking to people until I could find people to wash your car. When I was in high school, I was 15 years old, and I grew up in a very affluent area, and it was $1 to get a bagel and with cream cheese at lunch or at the break. And I was a hungry kid. I was 230 pounds. I played football. I was working out all the time, and I was hungry, and I didn't have $1. Not only did I not have $1 on Wednesday, I didn't have $1 on Thursday, I didn't have $1 on Friday, I didn't have $1 ever. But I was hungry. I wanted bagels too, like everybody else. And so I did whatever it takes. We're standing outside of Panera Bread right now, because when I want a bagel today, this is where I go buy a bagel. But I'm not standing in front of the store. I'm standing in front of their trash can, because this is where I got my bagels in high school. I would go to a local bagel store at close, like 5 minutes before they close, and I would ask them, could I please, I don't have money for your bagels, but could I please have the bagels that you're gonna go throw away? And they would give me the bagels for free, the stale bagels at the end of the day that they were gonna go throw away. In fact, I used to get so many bagels that the owner of the store got so nervous, because if I got sick or if my family got sick off the bagels, they were worried that I might sue them or have some sort of claim against them, which is what a lot of companies fear. And so he made the counter, the people who are closing the bagel store, actually put the bagels in a trash bag, and he made them walk out on camera and throw the bagels into a trash. So every day that I wanted bagels, I would have to actually climb into the trash barrel and pull a trash bag of bagels out of the garbage can. But it was whatever it took. And you know what? I ate bagels every single day in college, even though in high school, even though I didn't have the money for bagels. Salespeople, they're always saying, man, I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm doing whatever it takes. You're not even close to doing whatever it takes, right? The average person is spending 3 to 4 hours a day on social media, watching 2.5 hours a day of TV. If you're not making quota, if you're not making money and you slept for 8 hours last night, you're not doing whatever it takes. If you made your son's Little League baseball game, you're not doing whatever it takes. Hey, listen, do I believe in balancing family time and social time and work time? Sure, absolutely. But they're talking about, in China right now, they're talking about Jack Ma, they're talking about Alibaba, they're talking about 6 12-hour days a week right now. That's what they're talking about. And that's what the United States was like, just like 60 years ago, just like 70 years ago. We're like the spoiled culture. We want the car we want the house we want all the clothes we want all these things for our kids, but we're not really going to give up anything to go and get them. If you have to give up time with your kids for the next 30 days to pay rent, give it up. You'll teach your kids something more than just sitting around on the couch with them. You'll teach them what it takes. You'll teach them how to do whatever it takes. How are you going to teach your children how to do whatever it takes one day if you don't know how to do whatever it takes one day? I was thinking about Gary Vee, and he's talking about how to make $20 flipping an old pair of Nikes. And I was thinking, man, that's a lot of work. You can make $2,000 making a solar sale just about anywhere in the United States right now. Let's take California, for example. There are people right now spending $200 a month on electricity. You can literally have them sign a contract. You can have them sign a contract with zero money down, zero money out of pocket, and they can have a PPA or a solar loan that completely wipes out a $200 a month bill for $100 a month or $150 a month. That means you can help a homeowner save between $600 and $1,200 a year spending no money. You could be the worst communicator in the planet. You could be mute and deaf and have no written skills, and if you simply showed a piece of paper with that information to enough people, you would find someone that says, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I'd like to do that. You can't tell me you've been working for the last 4 days and you don't have one deal. You think you're talking to 2 people a day or 3 people a day? You think you're doing whatever it takes? You're not doing whatever it takes. I got so excited 16 years ago. I was 25 years old, 26 years old, and Texas deregulated their electricity service. And I liked the idea of getting paid when people turn on a light or watch television. I used to go to the airport and talk to people getting off of flights from Texas to get customers in Texas, because I lived in Southern California. I didn't know anybody in Texas. That's whatever it took. I used to go to a mall and just talk to people that were walking through, because every single person had a phone bill. Every single person had a light bill. That's whatever it takes. If you're talking to 3 people a day, 4 people a day, that's not whatever it takes. You can talk to 4 people a day in 4 minutes. You need to be talking to dozens of people a day. You need to be talking to hundreds of people a day. If you're the worst communicator on the planet and you talk to several hundred people a day, you're going to sell 1 solar account every 3 or 4 days. You're going to be making $2,000 to $3,000 every 3 or 4 days. That's whatever it takes. If you didn't sleep for 3 days, if you didn't spend 3 hours surfing social media a day for 3 days, you will be able to generate that income for your house and your family every 3 or 4 days. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know who to talk to everybody. If you talk to everybody, a certain percentage of people say, I'm not a homeowner. A certain percentage of people say, I'm not interested. And if you just talk to enough people, somebody is going to say, yeah, that makes sense. I'd like to do that. You live in Oregon, Washington, California. You live anywhere in the country. Right now on the West Coast, 50% of the homes on the West Coast are 29 and a half years old or older. The average roof only lasts for 22 years. That means well over 15% of people right now that live in every single neighborhood that you're in need a new roof. If you just talk to enough people, someone's going to say, I know I need a new roof. I'm shopping for a new roof. And you just sold a roof. You just made $2,000 in commissions. You just made $800 in commissions. You don't know how to sell roofs? You could sell that appointment. You could sell that appointment to any roofing company in the state. They're paying $200, $300, $500 for qualified appointments. You could just talk to enough people and sell the appointment. Don't tell me you're doing whatever it takes. Don't tell me you need to borrow money. If you can't see that you have the opportunity at your fingertips to create $5,000 this month or to create $10,000 a month, how are you going to fathom the idea of paying back $5,000 or $10,000? If you don't see that you have the opportunity now, you're definitely not going to see it after you get the money. I've done a juice fast before where I went 50 days without eating food. And what happens with that, if you don't put food in your body and your body wants food, is your eyes get all white and your senses are dialed up. You can literally smell better. You can see better. I could walk into people's homes and I could smell food that was in their cupboards, that was in their cupboards and in their pantries, because I hadn't eaten food in 30 or 40 days. When you really need something, the solution will start showing up. And I think that we just don't know how to do whatever it takes today because our culture is so soft. One of the analogies I think about is like shoes. Like for thousands of years, people walked this planet and they didn't have any shoes. And so their soles got hard and they could walk in the snow and they could walk on the hot rocks, and they could walk in hot sand, and they could just walk on briars, and they could walk on stones, right? And they wouldn't be hurt because they practice walking out in their environment every single day. Today we're so comfortable. We have comfortable shoes on all the time. We're not hard salespeople. We're not hard workers. We don't know what hard is because we're so comfortable where we are that doing whatever it takes is really translated into, doing whatever's comfortable for me today and getting back into my routine. That's not what it takes. You want a sales organization that's going to hit your charts? You need a sales organization that can walk around barefoot. You want a sales organization that's not afraid of doing whatever it takes.